ARMY Heartbroken, Jungkook opens up about his hidden bond with Taehyung. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon, because what we're about to uncover might change the way you see BTS forever. If you're part of ARMY, this one hits deep. They were always side by side. The Golden Magne and the enigmatic V, Jungkook and Taehyung, two names that, for years, danced on the tongues of fans with a kind of mythic gravity. Their chemistry was lightning in a bottle, spontaneous, chaotic, comforting. While the world watched BTS evolve into a global phenomenon, fans noticed something more delicate beneath the surface, a friendship that seemed to defy even fame itself. But sometimes, even the strongest lights cast the darkest shadows. I miss the way things used to be. Me and Taehyung, we were different back then. He wasn't smiling when he said it. His eyes flicked downward, his voice barely audible. And for a brief moment, it wasn't the idol speaking, it was the boy beneath the fame. And what he revealed next would leave millions of fans speechless. But to understand the full weight of what Jungkook said, we need to go back. Back to the beginning. Back to two teenagers who were still figuring out who they were, while the world watched every move. Taehyung, the mystery. Often quiet, sometimes odd, but deeply sincere. Jungkook, the youngest, overflowing with energy and wide-eyed admiration. They trained together, laughed together, cried together. They were boys chasing dreams in a company that almost didn't survive its first years. The bond they formed wasn't built for cameras. It was built in cold practice rooms, during late-night ramen runs, in the silence after exhausting performances. It was real. Too real. There's a particular moment, one that fans still talk about. A VLive where Jungkook rests his head on Taehyung's shoulder, eyes closed, while V hums softly. It's peaceful, almost too intimate. The kind of closeness that makes you wonder, how deep does this connection go? He's like a little brother to me, but also my closest friend. Sometimes we fight, but we always come back. Always. Or so we thought. As BTS skyrocketed, the pressure became unrelenting. Interviews, tours, sold-out arenas, screaming fans in every language imaginable. And slowly, subtly, things began to change. The moments between Jungkook and Taehyung, once so frequent and unfiltered, began to dwindle. At first, fans dismissed it. Maybe they were just busy. Maybe it was nothing. But then came the silences. Live streams where they barely interacted. Group shots where they'd stand apart. And in the gaps, ARMY noticed something more haunting, the eyes. The way Jungkook would glance toward Taehyung, then look away. The hesitation in Taehyung's smile when Jungkook spoke. Were they drifting apart? Or had something happened, something behind the cameras, that changed everything? Some ARMYs speculated it was creative differences. Others whispered about internal conflicts, personality clashes, or even heartbreak. The fandom became a mosaic of theories. But through it all, neither Jungkook nor Taehyung ever publicly addressed the shift. Until now. He wasn't planning to talk about it. It was supposed to be another casual chat, him singing a few songs, laughing with fans. But then someone in the chat asked, simply, "Do you still talk to Taehyung?" Jungkook's smile faltered. Jungkook, softly. "We're not as close as we used to be. I think time changes people. And maybe we didn't realize how much we were changing until it was too late." It was the first time he said it out loud. That something had broken. That the boys who once shared late-night ramen and endless dreams had somehow drifted into separate orbits. But it's what he said next that truly broke ARMY's heart. "I still remember this night. We were in the hotel, on tour. Everyone else was asleep. Tae and I stayed up talking. Just talking. 4 hours. About our families, about fears, about what we'd do if all of this disappeared tomorrow. That was one of the best nights of my life. That memory wasn't shared for sympathy. It was a confession. A glimpse into something fans always suspected but never fully knew, that their bond wasn't just fan service. It was a lifeline. And now, it was a memory. So what happened? Why did two souls, once inseparable, find themselves strangers in the same band? The truth may lie not in a single dramatic moment, but in the quiet erosion of time. Fame has a way of stretching people thin, of warping relationships into shadows of what they once were. BTS, as a group, always stood as a symbol of unity. But even the strongest bonds can be tested under the crushing weight of global stardom. And yet, even in Jungkook's voice, tinged with sadness, there was something else. A spark. A trace of hope. Because love doesn't always vanish. Sometimes, it just hides. They say some friendships are soul ties. Invisible threads that time, distance, and silence can stretch, but never truly break. Could that be what binds Jungkook and Taehyung still, beneath the fame, beneath the heartbreak? What comes next might surprise you. Because just days after Jungkook's emotional reveal, Taehyung did something no one expected. He hadn't said a word. Not publicly. Not on Weverse. Not on VLive. Not even a cryptic Instagram story. For days after Jungkook's emotional admission, Taehyung was silent. ARMY waited. Watched. Speculated. And then, like a quiet storm, he responded, not with words, but with something far more powerful. So, ARMY, maybe this isn't a story of heartbreak after all. Maybe it's a story of evolution. Of learning how to hold on even when the shape of love changes. Maybe Jungkook and Taehyung aren't drifting apart. Maybe they're just walking parallel paths, still heading toward the same horizon, just at different speeds. And if you listen closely, if you pay attention in the quiet moments, you might still hear that bond echoing between them. A late-night conversation. A one-word Instagram post. A silent smile from the crowd. Always. What do you think happened between them? Do you believe the bond is still alive, just hidden from view? Or is this the natural evolution of two stars growing into their own galaxies? Let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts. And if this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow ARMY. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories aren't the loudest. They're the quiet ones we carry in our hearts.